Friday night. One game still to come. But Red Sox will host the Cardinals. That one gets underway at 7:10. That's it for the Out-of-Town Scoreboard. Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
WXYT FM and WXYT HD1 Detroit. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Yep.
Here at Comerica Park, the Tigers salvage a game in their series with the Mariners as they take the final 5-3. Still to come, Dan Dickerson will have some final thoughts and a look ahead to the next series here on the Detroit Tigers Radio Network.
Are you ready? Ready to find the right care that works for you? Care that connects you to what you need, anytime, anywhere, and fits best with your lifestyle? Whether it's in person or in your pajamas, online or over the phone, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan connects you to the care you need when you need it most. With the largest network of doctors and hospitals, an easy-to-use mobile app, and a 24-hour nurse line. Because we're always ready to help. Learn more about Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan at bcbsm.com.
Stories. We love to hear them. We love to tell them. Even more, we love to be in the moment our stories are born. Like the trips we take. To the forest. To the campground ball field where your little girl got her first base hit. Little moments like these create stories that last a lifetime. So here's to the next trip. Here's to the next story. General RV. Come home with a story.
Hi, I'm Powell Miller, founder of the Miller Law Firm, and I'm pleased to introduce Amy Good, CEO of Alternatives for Girls.
Alternatives for Girls has served girls and young women experiencing homelessness and other risks for over 35 years. Through education and vital support, girls and young women learn to avoid violence and exploitation. We help them access resources and opportunities needed to be safe, grow, and thrive. To learn more and to get involved, visit alternativesforgirls.org.
Have Varsity Lincoln hit a home run with out-of-the-park savings on every certified pre-owned Lincoln and Varsity. And with a complimentary 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty, every Varsity customer is a winner. Save thousands on your next vehicle from Varsity Lincoln and enjoy complimentary delivery to your home or work. Check out Varsity's great inventory online at varsitylincoln.com or stop by to see Jerry Law and the team at Varsity Lincoln in Novi.
We look ahead to the two-game series coming up starting Tuesday. Off day tomorrow for the Tigers. Pittsburgh Pirates are coming in for two. The Pirates started this year 20-8.
Who's calling?
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not much. Finished watching the Tigers win.
Yeah, it was dicey a little bit. Lang looked a little sketchy.
Guy's been moving on those balls, so.
What's that?
He's been moving on his pitches.
He does, but he loses control of him sometimes.
Yeah.
What else is happening?
You want Soto back?
Huh?
You want Soto back?
Soto?
Yeah.
No. Why? What did he do this time?
Nothing. He's having a good season, but he's not closing.
No. Yeah, that's kind of why I dropped him. He wasn't getting a whole lot of holds either.
So, good picture, just that.
Yeah, you like him?
Yeah.
Got,
Do you have to do a lot of editing on him?
I mean, not that much. There's a lot of it. I don't know what I'm doing. There's with Lightroom and Photoshop. There's so much I don't know about it that it's hard for me to figure it out. it takes me forever to do anything.
I think you should post that you'll do graduation pictures.
What's that?
I think you should post that you'll do graduation photos
I should post.
on Facebook that you will do graduation photos.
Oh. Yeah.
Well, you can print it. Take a picture.
What's that?
Print it.
You could. Well, yeah. You'd have to go to someplace better than that, I would think. But I mean, the difficult part is the editing them. Well, I should put it this way: the difficult part is dealing with people. I enjoy it. I don't know if I would enjoy it with dealing with people all the time. Huh? Say it again.
You say you'd rather just my pictures you like.
Exactly.
You're making a print of the Green Fort Myers Beach Pier for the fellow.
Yeah, he said. Greg said something to him about, or he said something to Greg about wanted a picture of it. Well, I didn't get a chance to talk to him about it as far as what size of picture he wanted of it. Huh? I don't remember. All I heard was he goes there a lot, and or he had a place down there, and he really liked that picture and wanted to get a photo of it. I just wasn't sure how big of a photo he wanted of it. How did Carter Bub photos turn out?
Your dad liked to be at Harvard, but he wanted me to get a black nose.
He wanted what?
I said I told her her and Parker look a little like she just needs a black nose.
Yeah. Well, that was that picture. For some reason, I was having trouble with all the different pictures I took of you two. I don't know if it was because his hair, you guys were right next to each other, and it's like his fur was like blocking your face on a lot of them, and it was like trying to edit them where it was very difficult for some reason.
Did you take any pictures of Parker?
Yeah, I did. The problem is he wouldn't sit still. He's trying to get him to stand or sit with the black background. He kept sitting down, laying down, and trying to get down. And it was like every time I was trying to take his photos, it was like in the background was the cushion or the brick in the fireplace, or there's always something. The black background was not there because he kept moving. I'll have to do it again when he's basically what I need is like get him on like a bar stool where he can't just jump.
That wouldn't stop him.
It would keep him like a second or two anyway.
Yeah.
from taking off too quickly.
You need a tree in your hand and just touch it.
Yeah, we tried that for a little while, but he would not sit still.
There's too much going on.
Yeah, another reason why I don't know if I'd be able to handle being a photographer.
We better let you go.
It's a lot of it is, I don't know. I really enjoy doing it. I don't know if there was if there was a lot of pressure on it, trying to do it would make it a lot more difficult and a lot more.
I don't think graduation photos have that much pressure.
Yeah, but you got to learn. I would know how to do like the poses and stuff. And, I'm sure I could do it.
Look at the kids' photos.
Yeah.
Sure. Look at all the others. Ones they had taken.
Yeah.
Steele had his taken on a railroad track.
Yeah, a lot of people do them with like barns or something, and they'll have them over at like just that Robert Long's Nature Center. I've seen people out there doing senior photos there. I don't know. I think it's most of it is just. I don't know if I'd have the confidence to do it. Huh?
Free and they can't complain.
That's true. I'm kind of looking forward to. I was talking with Julia. I wanted to try to do like a maternity shoot with her.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do like a newborn shoot with her too.
Get a shot of the delivery. That's just coming out. 10 by 16.
I've been going to like Pinterest and some of those places to check it, ways to for photographs of like newborns and maternity photos and stuff. I wanted to try to do it with her.
What's Julia's baby's middle name gonna be?
What was
Minnie.
Minnie. Robertson. No, Carmichael. Yeah.
M-I-C. M-I-C. No. And then I'm sorry.
Margot Minnie Carmichael.
M-I-C.
We're heading to Kensington right now. I wanted to just walk around a little bit.
Okay, I'll let you go.
All right. I'm glad you guys like them.
Oh, I think they're great. I really think they're all great.
Better than I do.
No, we had those pictures taken in Florida by professionals. careful. Of course, they didn't do any airbrushing or anything on them. We just took them.
Yeah.
You may have taken some apartment, so.
I tried. I don't know how well they did, though. Well, we're gonna have to do a couple more sessions. Like, keep practicing. Just gotta keep practice.
Even someone at the door when you come home to visit.
Yeah.
You got any chance of coming up Memorial Day?
I mean, we'll see what happens once I get the what do you call it? The work going. Get back to work. I would imagine that, I mean, the company's going to be shut down for Memorial, I'm sure. So I'm sure we can come up for a couple days anyway.
You got a date you're going back?
No. I'm supposed to go back to this cardiologist on Tuesday for another EKG. But we'll see what he says. I'm hoping. Need to start getting a paycheck.
They increased our hours.
They could. They're gonna be.
They're gonna be increasing our hours.
They what?
They're gonna be increasing our hours.
Do what?
Oh, the other guys, they've increased them to. They're doing about 11-hour days and 6 days a week. Oh man.
That's 26 hours of overtime.
Yep.
No.
Oh, it's
18 hours.
Yeah. It's gonna be 11,
15.
4, 55.
11-hour days, it's 66 hours. It's 26 hours.
Yep.
You'll be rolling in the money.
Yeah. It'll be better than what I'm doing now, that's for sure. Just gotta be able to not be exhausted after 3 hours. Well, I think they're gonna be easy on me for a while, anyway.
Okay, well, I'll let you go.
Alright. Alright, we'll talk to you guys a little later.
Alright. Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
All right, back on track.
Baez, if you think Javi Baez is going to opt out, he's playing pretty good baseball.
We are back on track.
Today. Do you trade Baez too?
On the track.
Right now on May 14th? I mean, odds are they'll fall out.
We're not going
odds
to.
Are, by the time the trade deadline rolls around in July, the Tigers are going to be very good, and it's easy decisions, and you do what you got to do. But right now, that's what you want to do? I'm not down with it. I'm not down with it. So 248-539-9797. The ticket text the exact same number if you want to chime on in. We'll update you on Game 7, which is going on right now. Celtics and the Sixers. We got a Game 6 in the NHL. And by the way, how great was Friday night? Take that, Leafs fans. 97 won the ticket.
Varsity Lincoln will save you thousands on the best selection of certified pre-owned Lincoln vehicles. Enjoy exceptional customer service and complimentary delivery to your home or work. Stop by to see Jerry Law and the team at Varsity Lincoln in Novi or visit varsitylincoln.com.
While driving a car, there's a lot you have to pay attention to. Speed limits, directional signs, other cars and trucks, and more. But when it comes to watching out for motorcyclists, it's not always easy. Motorcyclists are hard to see. In fact, 1,500 crashes between vehicles and motorcyclists happen each year in Michigan. Vehicles turning left at intersections are especially hazardous for motorcyclists. So look twice. Save a life.
Well,
sponsored by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters and the Michigan Department of State.
Attention. Well, we took part of the way on Fleet for a little bit.
Yeah.
Federal changes could affect your program benefits and coverage.
Good.
Learn what the changes are and what they mean for you at michigan.gov/2023 benefit changes. That's michigan.gov/2023 benefit changes. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Baseball is back.
Man, that was an easy roundabout.
Listen to local coverage for the team you love. Live stream your favorite sports radio station.
Made
Or jump back and listen to the best segments on demand.
Don't forget we talk to the manager every Tuesday at 2 p.m.
Don't listen to some guy from the other side of the country tell you about your team. Live conversations for your local team. No matter where you are. Your season, your Odyssey. Get in the game and download the free Odyssey app today.
It's spring break. It's strawberry break at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. They're throwing an epic strawberry rager with brand new smoothies like strawberry daiquiri or strawberry hibiscus lemonade.
At the Farm Center.
There's even strawberry balsamic drizzled on a totally tasty grilled chicken flatbread. What are you waiting for? Party your berries up this strawberry break. Only at Tropical Smoothie Cafe. You're on tropic time now.
Let your voice be heard. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home for Detroit sports in Vegas. The Heat and Warmth Fund, or THAW, is on a mission to keep families in Detroit and all across Michigan warm and safe. With the help of nearly 40 agency partners and a series of events, THAW distributes energy and utility assistance to an ever-growing number of Michigan households each year. Since it was formed in 1985, THAW has distributed nearly $200 million in energy bill assistance to more than 260,000 homes across the state. Recipients of THAW assistance include Michigan's elderly, disabled, unemployed, or underemployed who are facing financial crisis. More than 70% of recipients have a senior or child in the home and are thus particularly vulnerable to the elements. Those working at THAW want a Michigan in which every family has access to affordable utilities, energy-efficient homes, and viable job opportunities. The organization says heat, electricity, and water are essential and basic human needs, and it is working every day to improve the quality of life in Michigan and prevent human suffering. For more information or to donate, go to thawfunds.org.
Chris Domine is a husband and a father. Chris is an athlete. Chris is even an Ironman. But 10 years ago, Chris was facing a very different story because his kidneys were failing.
Basically, the doctor said, if you don't get a kidney transplant and if you don't do dialysis, you are going to die.
Fortunately, Chris received a second chance at life, made possible by an organ donor.
You know, your well-being changes from loss of hope to hope to better times ahead.
More than 100 million people in America are registered organ, eye, and tissue donors. People of every age and ethnicity, because they believe it's the right thing to do. Imagine what you can make possible by leaving behind the gift of life. Learn more and sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration.
The one, yeah.
WXYT FM, WXYT HD1 Detroit.
How dare you?
Yeah.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Why? How dare you?
Yeah.
You know, I think for me in 2014, when I found myself in that dark place where I didn't want to be alive in those 4 days when I was in my room by myself, after sitting there and thinking about everything, I wanted to find a different way. I wanted to find a different answer. I was sick and tired of feeling how I felt, and that's why I started to seek help, and that's when I checked myself into a treatment center.
More at I'mListening.org. Talk saves lives.
Time to make betting great again on Bet Nation with Zach Wolchuk and Eric Schiaffalo on the BetQL Network. Presented by BetMGM.
Joel Embiid is now shooting 2 of 13 with Al Horford as his primary defender in this game, according to ESPN tracking. And my dear God, that is a huge difference maker. There's no way the Sixers can do much if the MVP, Joel Embiid, is getting shut down. And last game, they shut him down themselves at the end of the game by not giving him the basketball in the final 4 minutes. But right now at the TD Garden, it is just an absolute shellacking over the last few minutes. 4.5 minutes remain in the third quarter, and Boston is absolutely dominating. 79-58. The threes are raining from everybody. And Jason Tatum is being that dude. You have James Harden doing what he does best in Game 7s, where he's 2 of 8. He's shooting under 30%. We've seen that time and time again. Tied with Rasheed Wallace for the most such games in the shot clock era. Games where he shoots under 30% when facing elimination. He's done it 5 times. And if he does it today, then that will officially break the tie, and we'll be able to congratulate James Harden at the end of this thing for being the best of the worst, I guess, in this particular category. So I wonder if Rasheed Wallace is like just refreshing the box score and watching this game like
he's
crazy.
Got the champagne
please,
ready.
James Harden,
pop
please,
the bottles,
please.
baby.
I want to go 72 Dolphins on this thing.
Yeah, that'd be nuts, man. I was really shocked. When I saw earlier, I don't know what I just did there on the game. I should probably not have done that.
Be careful. Yeah, all the sausage fingers doing whatever it was they were just doing was intriguing yet alarming.
Ryan, Rick, if we can go ahead and just scrap that from the internet, that'd be fantastic. That was borderline inappropriate. But I will say,
video dump buttons?
I don't know, but I saw a 35% is what James Harden was shooting all time in Game 7. So that's not from 3. That's from the floor.
That's just from
absolutely terrible. Wow. So that's what I took the assists, and now he's been chilling at 6 assists ever since halftime. I need him to get 3 more. Can he just get 3 more, believe in assists?
Well, to be fair on the assist thing, I mean, he could pass it to anybody he wants to right now in Philadelphia. They're not making a shot. There's nobody. He needs somebody to make a shot for him. They're not hitting.
Tyrese Maxey's 50%, man. He's the hot guy. Get it to Tyrese Maxey, the Dallas kid.
Yeah, Micah Parsons is saying that right now.
He's got his Maxey jersey on as we speak.
Yeah, with big letters PHILA on the front of his chest, which, as we broadcast live from Dallas, is offensive to me. But the biggest Cowboys fan in the world, and the biggest Cowboys fan that I personally know, Zach Wolchuk, is not bothered at all by Micah Parsons wearing Philadelphia 76ers jerseys and sitting courtside at 76ers home games.
He's from Pennsylvania.
Cheering on.
He grew up rooting for that team. So
it's the biggest rival city for his particular team. But what does that matter?
We're rivals with the Eagles. The Mavericks and the Sixers don't have a rivalry. They don't care.
So here's the deal, man. The NFL schedule's out, and it is about. And I wanted to go through a couple of things here. The first of which being the Detroit Lions getting the nod from the NFL as you've arrived in such a way that you get to be the first team to lose to Kansas City this year, and you get to do it on national television. Wow. Is that warranted?
I don't know that I would have put the Lions there, but I kind of like what the NFL is doing because people are going to tune in. So it doesn't really matter what your matchup is. Everybody's going to be so football-starved for a meaningful NFL game.
The football arousal levels across the country.
The eyes are on it, right?
No question.
The ratings are just built in for that game. So you could have had the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs. No disrespect to Cleveland fans out there, but the Lions finished 8-2 at the end of last year. They are kind of the darling team heading into the season. I get major Charger vibes from them. Where it's like everybody's wanted to anoint the Chargers the last couple of years, just they're going to be the big breakout team. And they finally made it to the playoffs last year, and then they were one and done with maybe the greatest epic playoff collapse we've ever seen. The Lions, I feel the same thing. If they're in a division that's super winnable, I think we're both leaning Chicago. I'm taking Chicago to win that division. Like, if I had to pick Chicago or Detroit, I don't know what it is, but I'm kind of leaning the Bears over the Lions. But this could be a fun game. The Lions did go ahead and give the Chiefs a run for their money a couple of years ago when they played in Detroit. Maybe this will be closer than people think, but the Chiefs at Arrowhead, that environment's going to be absolutely insane. They're dropping a Super Bowl banner. I just think this is going to be too overwhelming for the Lions, where it's just a football team where, as great as their season ended last year, I've got to see it to believe it before I'm buying into the Detroit Lions doing anything.
Yeah, I'm not buying the Detroit Lions the same way sort of the national narrative is right now. I asked you the question, but I get Detroit being in that first game. I thought it would be like a Miami team that is super, super fun and electric, and you get the return of Tyreek Hill, and the schedule showed that actually Tyreek Hill doesn't get to go back to Arrowhead at all. He's going to be playing in Frankfurt, Germany against his former team, so that'll be later on in the year. But opening night, you do have, Jared Goff off of maybe his personal best season, and that Detroit Lions offense was pretty dang electric last year. So
they kept their coaches.
Entertainment vibes, maybe the Detroit's defense is still not, it won't be historically bad like it was for most of last year, but certainly not going to be very good. So that with Pat Mahomes, and if the Jared Goff offense is clicking like it was for most of last year, should be like a sparks flying, high-scoring night one to get the people going. And we all remember Jared Goff versus Pat Mahomes in Mexico City. Sure. I believe it was a Monday night game years ago, and it was super high-scoring, and that was really, really fun. So maybe get something like that. But also, you can really only trust Detroit going into the first game of the season. If you were to put Detroit on other big games, you got to be careful, because halfway through the season, Detroit could be Detroiting in a way that is all too familiar.
Yeah, you just don't know. But there are fun players for the Lions. There's no Amon-Ra St. Brown. They drafted Jahmyr Gibbs, and people can be like, "Hey, why'd you take a running back at 12?" I get it, but he's going to be a fun player. There's no doubt about that. So offensively, hopefully, there's a lot of high scoring, and it's a fun up and down affair.
Now, you mentioned the Chicago Bears in that division as your darling to win it from a betting standpoint.
Yes.
And I was looking, so the Packers actually have the lowest odds to win the NFC North. Lowest they've had them since 2006. So it's been a long time since they had this bad of odds to win that division, and I certainly understand it. They would be my pick to be the worst in the division as well. But it's hard, I think you can agree, to trust any one of these teams. You can sell me, give me pros and cons of all of them, and I'll be like, there's kind of plenty on both sides. You like the Bears at plus 350. The Vikings are the same. For as much as I like the Bears, and even we talked about Justin Fields being one of those, futures MVP, which I got another one of those as well today, different quarterback, but I think, the Vikings at plus 350, I certainly am expecting a step back from last year, because they were the one-win team that won a bunch of games very, very closely. We knew all year, though they were sitting in and around the top spot in the conference, we all knew they weren't that good. So we're all expecting a step back a little bit, but you step back from whatever it was they had last year, 12 wins. Are you stepping back to 8 wins, 7 wins, or are you stepping back to 10 wins, and with a veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins, the only veteran, well, I guess Jared Goff is considered veteran at this point for the Lions, but a veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins and a Vikings team that I think is, respectable. I don't know, plus 350. I kind of like it. They got the same odds as the Bears.
So, we've got the updated BetMGM odds on the screen.
Or plus 325.
Excuse me, 325 now. But here's the thing with the Vikings, and I hear what you're saying, and they probably should be the favorites, in my opinion, in the North. They won it last year, and they do have, as of right now, maybe the best quarterback. We'll see what happens when we're halfway through the season. But they were 11-0 in one-score games. And there's going to be a massive correction. 11 out of those 12 wins were one-score games. I just don't see any way that they're that good. They're not a team that I think consecutively puts up winning seasons. Maybe with a new head coach and Kevin O'Connell, that changes there. They've got a new regime. But I just think they're built for regression. They just traded Zadarius Smith, who was one of their best pass rushers. Dalvin Cook doesn't seem like he's going to be there anymore. I do think they're more likely to go back to around an 8-win total.
Should the Cowboys get Dalvin Cook?
Let's try going that way.
I wouldn't mind it. I just don't think. I think he's going to be too expensive. I don't think he'll probably sign like an $8 million deal.
How dare you?
and some team will be pumped with him, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to be playing in those waters, sadly.
Okay, so looking at the first 6 weeks of the schedule, according to Warren Sharp and the way he does his strength of schedule, and he looks at projected win totals, the Cowboys actually have a top 10 easiest schedule through the first 6 weeks. Now, the end of that Cowboys schedule is difficult, and John Machota earlier laid it out for us, where here's Philadelphia, here's Miami, here's Buffalo, here's Detroit, and we'll see at that point, in December or whatever, just how good Detroit actually is. And but on the surface at this point, that looks like a pretty big gauntlet there for about a month. But and so the first 6 weeks, Cowboys top 10 easiest schedule. The Saints and the Eagles have the 2 easiest schedules of the first 6 weeks. So when you're looking at teams that could be coming out of the gates pretty hot, those are some of those teams. But the most difficult schedule is the Jets, especially through those first 6 weeks. I mean, welcome to the Big Apple, Aaron Rodgers. It's a who's who of teams, including the Cowboys in week 2 when it comes to what feels like his favorite place to play at AT&T Stadium. Wolchuk still has boogeyman nightmares in regards to Aaron Rodgers, even though
stand Aaron Rodgers.
He's going to be in a different shade of green this time, and Wolchuk is still